Well, obviously, we all feel great about our win last week against Army. Kids played really hard, both sides of the ball, special teams. Thought they prepared really well, staff, players alike. And it was, their performance was outstanding. I thought we handled the Wishbone offense in a relatively short amount of time pretty proficiently. I thought our plan was to run the ball, keep our defense off the field, which worked pretty well. We ran the ball extremely well, and I thought we played really hard and played as a team, and that's what we said we had to do in this game. Getting ready here for Kent, and been spending most of yesterday and today obviously on them. They have an outstanding defense. They're a second-ranked defense in the conference next to us. And, watched them play. I watched them play against Alabama. I watched them play throughout the conference, and I can honestly tell you, I think they're outstanding. I didn't really know how good they were until I put the tape on, to read stats, but I watched them on film. They're outstanding. They're really good. They got two difference makers on defense. They got the Will linebacker, number 34. I'm sorry, number 43, and I can't pronounce his last name. Malalulu or something like that. Tell me, he's good. He's a really good player. And obviously Roosevelt Nix is number 5. They're 3 technique. He's really good, really outstanding. And then they've got good corner, number 2, Josh Pleasant. And their statistics here are excellent. They're 5th in the country in creating turnovers, 14th in the country against pass efficiency, 22nd in the country total defense, 22nd in the country tackles for loss, 27th in the country rush defense. That's everybody. They're outstanding. On offense, I think they really seem like they're finding out who they are on offense. They've got 9 returning starters. Quarterback's a good player. Running back's a big kid, 6 foot, 240-pound, true freshman, Trayvon Durham. Good wide receiver, Kirkland. I think they're kind of wired a little bit like we are. They want to run the ball. They want to play great defense. They want to win the field position battle. So I think we're playing an outstanding team that's on a roll right now. I think they won 4 in a row. And I think they're playing with confidence. So it should be a great football game here on Friday. We played at noon or 1?
Yeah.
Noon. So it should be a great football game. Any questions?
Steve, what does this week look like logistically with the holiday on Thursday and keeping the guys in town? What's the schedule like for the week?
Today's our Tuesday. So we got a shortened week. Yesterday, we didn't do anything with the kids yesterday on Sunday. Normally we have Monday to game plan and we practice on Tuesday. We have to come right back in today and we've got to hit it. So we had to have our plan together quicker. We usually lift and run them on Sunday, but we didn't do that. I want the kids to feel like they had some time off. And I've got to cut down practices, because I feel like, we're at the end of the year here. We've got to be fresh for this game, but yet we've got work to do. We've got to shift gears from a wishbone defense now, defense preparing for a wishbone, to going back to a little bit more conventional offense. Same on offense, where we've got to prepare for a more conventional defense, not a desert swarm, bear, double eagle, run through gap defense. So today's a big day for us, and we're hurried as a staff. We normally have a chance to relax this whole day and process this thing through, and now we're rushing to get ready for practice right now. So it's a little disruptive, but our week begins today as a Tuesday, tomorrow's a Wednesday, and the next day is a Thursday. And, we're going to have a Thanksgiving lunch for the kids on True Thursday, and then have a walkthrough after that, and then have a normal dinner that night, and be more traditional at that point for the next day game. So that's kind of our weekly schedule. This time of the year, I'd like to think that you don't have to have as long practices, but in the same breath, you got to be prepared. So it's a fine line in there a little bit, but I would say that our duration will be a little shorter, but our physicalness will be the same today. Anything else?
Steve, do you think, when you look at it, do you think you have to win this week to be in the bowl thing, or I don't know, or do you guys even think about that, or you just say we're going to go play a game and then we'll let that shake out how it shakes out?
I think, honestly, we're approaching this that this is a one-game season, and it's a championship game. That's our mindset going into this game, that it's a must-win. Kind of approach every game like that, but I mean treating it like that atmosphere of, you know, what it is, which is seniors' last home game in the link. It's a one-game season. Got to be able to run the last 100 yards. Champions and competitors are fighting and scratching for those last inches, and that's where we are right now, and that's what this is all about. And that's kind of the mindset, and that's the approach. Not so much per se looking ahead as much as we have to go win this game. This is not one of those, so let's go play the game and get through it routines at all, by any stretch of the imagination. And I know our kids share that.
Steve, I think most teams, if they look at things, if they won their third quarterback at this point, they say, well, we're probably in trouble. You guys are 7-4, have a chance to go 8-4 and play the bowl game. Does that kind of lend credence that you've said, hey, I stuck with the process, I was confident in the decision I made? Does that kind of reaffirm that you did the right thing here with waiting to bring in Chris, seeing what you had in Chester, seeing what you had in Mike?
I thought we had victories along the way. I mean, I don't view it that way. I thought Mike did some great things for us early to help us capture some key wins. I thought Chester came in, captured some wins for us, a critical win, bouncing back from Penn State right into Maryland. I think experience was the ally there for them. I think all the while giving Chris Coyer now a chance to develop and be able to come on the scene himself. So I think that's exactly how it is, you know, more than anything else. I mean, we plan on playing Chris because we planned on playing Chris in that game that we played him, not because we said, oh, we got to get another guy out or something. This wasn't the case. So just a natural order of events that have flowed that way. And, you know, I try not to spend too much time, you know, with the rearview mirror going on. I mean, you know, I just really enjoy the fact that this team is competing at a high level. They continue to fight and respond. We're really playing hard right now in November. I see all positives. I think the development of our program is kind of the progress that I want it to be right now. I mean, you know, there was an assumption made. I don't know why, but we lost some serious players last year. I mean, we lost a first rounder, a second round. They're both starting in the NFL right now. And then several other guys that went on to be free agents, so I think one of them is still playing, at least. My point is that's a lot at one program at a place, you know, a MAC school, any MAC school, really any school, to be quite frank with you. You can't discount those losses. While we've had guys say, well, they've played before. They have, but they haven't, you know, been in it. I mean, you know, Marquise Brown is one of our most consistent players on defense. He was a tight end last year and not playing a ton. So, I mean, there's been tremendous change from a new staff to young players on the field. Got an offensive line here that was shuffled around with not tremendous productivity that is now having damn good productivity now. And so there's a lot of things that had to be done. There's just sometimes there's an assumption made that, you know, well, this was going to happen, you know, a lot because you got a returning tailback and all that other kind of jazz, right? That's one of the top backs in the league, 2 backs coming back here. But, you know, you got to have a line that can block and make that happen. You know, you got to have a defense that can play. There was a lot of question marks on defense this year, a lot. We changed the whole scheme here, you know. And so, honestly, I mean, in the big scheme of things, we're playing pretty darn good right now, and played pretty darn good early. You know, there's a game or two in there that, you know, certainly didn't go the way we think it should have been. But the rest of them kind of went the way they're supposed to go. You follow me? And better. We've got a bunch of 40-something to nothing, or 7s or 14s, and so I'm happy with where this team is. I am, and I'm happy to where we're headed in the future. I'm not delusional. I mean, you know, we're going to have an absolute dogfight on our hands on Friday to get our 8th win. But I said it before. How many times has Temple gotten 8 wins? A tremendous amount now. So this is a process. We've gone from being a team that, in my opinion, probably has rose up on people unexpectedly a little bit, to now coming in as a front-running, the team that was picked to be our team. The team has to learn how to handle that. That doesn't happen overnight now.